Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Kris.
And today we'll be talking about the Kardashians, Season 5, Episode 2.
Listen here, man. I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment. I am your thoughts out loud. Blair is the show that she's going to review. You ready to walk us through this?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
So it is the last night in Paris for Kourtney and Kris. The next day they'll be watching Kendall and the L'Oreal fashion show. Then it's back to the States to celebrate Kim for American Horror Story.
Yeah.
So Kris and Kourtney have a dinner date, and they have this beautiful backdrop of the Eiffel Tower, and it's sparkling and everything.
Looks nice.
So Kourtney wanted to be with Kris because he says that age is just a number, or at least that's what Kris said when she asked Kourtney why he wanted to be with her with the huge age difference. I think it's about like a 25-year age difference.
It's not small.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's, wow, that would put her in her 70s? I don't think. Is she in her
late
70s?
60s? I can look it up.
Go ahead and look it up right now live. You know, it's raw. You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna figure out how old Kris
so she's 68.
She's 68. And how old is Kourtney?
Kourtney is 43.
Okay, so there's about 25.
Yeah. You
hit it right. You hit it right on the head.
So it has been an amazing 10 years for their relationship.
Yeah.
Kris is missing her kids though. So she FaceTimes Khloe, who doesn't answer.
Of course.
FaceTimes Kendall, who doesn't answer.
Of course not.
And then Kim, no answer.
Of course not.
Finally, she FaceTimes Kourtney. And she answers. Well, Kendall is trying to call back during that time frame. And she's like, oh, I got to go. Well, I guess maybe I'll stay on.
Okay.
And Kourtney's like, you're about to hang up the phone on me for Kim? And she says, no, for Kendall.
No. I want to address what we all thinking about Kourtney, right? He said age ain't nothing but a number. That is true. A bank account is nothing but a number either, my brother.
As
right?
well.
I see what you're doing. And the fact that you a decade in, him being a decade in, does it make you think any less that he's with her for her money, or do you think he's with her because he loves her?
I think it could be both.
Really?
I think that he probably does care for her, but I think it doesn't hurt that she's like a business mogul. You know what I mean? So I think all of that put together probably makes her very attractive to him.
Okay. Okay.
What about you?
I think he's playing a long game.
Okay.
I think he's playing the long game. Dude, because it makes me think like...
I mean, Kourtney, he's pretty successful in his own right.
Yeah, but it leads me to think like, are they monogamous? Like, dude, you get what I'm saying? Because once you're in a different tax bracket, then maybe they play by different rules than just us normal folks.
Maybe.
You get what I'm saying? And if they play by different rules and she knows that, then I could say, okay, maybe he's like really with her. You know what I'm saying? Because he's allowed to have his cake and eat it too. You know what I mean?
All right.
Now, going back to this, I almost forgot, right? We obviously find out Kourtney's not the favorite. Even though Kourtney's the one that would answer the phone call, she's not the favorite. She almost got hung up on
for Kendall.
For Kendall, and she was like, Kourtney was like, oh, hold on, are you hanging up on me for Kim? Listen here. We're not going to revisit the beef you had with Kim last
And
season,
in this episode, they go through the beef again. But I'm just like, y'all are not helping your case.
No, y'all
As
not.
much as y'all say we good, y'all do have that little sibling rivalry. So, well, she ends up finishing talking to Kourtney. Travis has to go for a show in a few minutes. So they're kind of enjoying their last moments together.
Yeah.
Khloe calls back and Kris tells her she was very missed. And Khloe has been home focusing on the kids and taking care of herself. So Kris is respecting that.
Yeah.
Then Kris basically she kisses Kourtney, but she says she wants to do like the Bachelor kiss. So it seems like there's a lot of like crossover going on this season. We've had a couple of drops about the Bachelor, and we see on a preview that Gary from Golden Bachelor is going to make an appearance. So I just thought that was pretty interesting, because another thing about this show is that at least things that I see on like TikTok and stuff is people talk about how much advertisement is in the show when it comes to products, and apparently this season other shows as well.
A walking billboard, basically.
Pretty much. And for that, I'm just like, okay, they're dropping this Bachelor thing heavy. So.
Hey, man, I did not need to see y'all both tongue each other down on my TV. Okay, especially with you being 69 or however old you are, 68. Thank you, Kris Jenner. I appreciate it,
Yeah.
But let's keep going.
So Kourtney has been having a lot of visitors while she's been on bed rest.
Yeah.
Khloe comes over, and they're talking a little bit about comparing notes on what Khloe brought in her hospital bag to the hospital when she was giving birth and with the surrogate for her. And then Kourtney is talking about what she's going to bring. One thing that stood out to me is that she's got this like pail, I think, of ice or whatever, this thing, so that way she can take the placenta or ship it out to this company who creates these pills for placenta for you to take after you have the baby. And that is something that women do. Some women do, so that way they can get as much nutrition, because there's supposed to be a lot of nutrition in the placenta, and it's supposed to be good for you, breastfeeding for the baby. I don't know. I don't think that's something I would be interested in doing.
What, eating the placenta?
Yeah, even if it's in pill form and I don't taste it, I'm just like, I think I'm okay. Question:
Is it so? So just automatically, when it comes to the placenta, it automatically goes to the mom. The father got no say if he wants some if he wants some placenta too.
I don't think the guy would need the placenta because it's nutrition for the woman. It's like her body going back into her body. So I don't know why the guy would need a placenta.
I'm just saying, can we share the placenta? I'm just saying, like, if it's good for the body, if it's good for your body, can it be good for my body? Listen, all I'm gonna do is when you're recovering, I'm gonna make you a little milkshake.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? With some of your favorite things in it. Banana, you like your berries, you like your almond milk, you like your yogurt and things like that. And I'm going to put a little placenta in there.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to mix it up. And I'm like, baby.
I think I would taste it.
Maybe. Maybe.
So apparently, Khloe, she didn't want to leave the kids with everybody going to Paris. And then they talk about Tristan leaving and how he was such a big help with the kids. Yeah. And she's very hands-on with the kids. Apparently, she doesn't have a live-in nanny. So
that's actually interesting. But yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Only thing I really have to say about that is that I can see that for Khloe, that being the case. And I know she's telling us, but I'm just like, with her personality and the way that she like really cares for her family, even like her siblings, like I can tell she is a very hands-on parent, which I think for us normal people is just kind of like, of course you're a hands-on parent, like where are you? Like if you're not a hands-on parent, your kids are probably going to go to the state. But I guess in their tax bracket, it's very easy to be a jet-setting mother who's not necessarily that hands-on. So, yeah. Just an interesting thing, which is why I like watching the show, is just seeing the differences in people's lives and how, kind of the other side lives their life. So, yeah. Well, Kourtney is working on the scrapbook for Travis, and she has stuff all over the counter, and we find out that she has a vial of her blood in the scrapbook.
And this is why they be thinking y'all in the Illuminati, all right? This is why they be thinking y'all be devil worshippers, because y'all be doing too much.
Right.
There's no need of a vial of my blood to be anywhere in this house. Right. You get what I'm saying? What did you think about just the blood thing? It gave off the whole, what is that thing? Oh my God. Angelina Jolie, and who was the man that she was with?
Brad Pitt?
No, the guy before Brad Pitt. The guy, other guy that she was with.
I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember.
The guy that was in Monster Ball.
Yeah.
Okay. We're
gonna do a live lookup?
Yes, we're gonna do a live lookup. Okay. I don't know your passwords. Okay. And stuff like that. Just type in Angelina Jolie and
Billy Bob Thornton.
Right? Billy Bob. It gives off, because there was a rumor that they was having each other's vial of blood around and they wore like a L around their neck as a necklace and stuff like that. It's given that. Yeah. It's enough that y'all love each other. It's enough that y'all are married. It's enough that y'all share lives with each other. Why is there blood?
That kind of brings me back to when Kim wore the Marilyn Monroe dress, and I think they gave Kim a lock of Marilyn Monroe's hair. And then
witchcraft.
Kim made a joke that she was going to do like some juju on it. But it does make people wonder, like, is it a joke or is it for real? Because why do you need a lock of Marilyn Monroe's hair?
Witchcraft, okay.
So Kris and Corey go see Kendall walk in the L'Oreal show. And that was actually a really pretty cool show. They had it right underneath the Eiffel Tower.
I ain't going to hold you. I'm not the type to go to events. I would have loved to have been under the Eiffel Tower. Just how it looked. See, I don't know if it looked good or look better seeing it from afar than actually being there. But it looked hard seeing it how it was under the tower. That looked beautiful.
Yeah, that was really cool. So Kendall talks about how this is a brand that she really resonates with, and she is choosing brands off of what they stand for.
Yeah.
Kendall is really into the Golden Bachelor. We get another Golden Bachelor drop. And she talks about how she watched it with her friends. And yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe y'all, to be honest.
I feel like they had to give Kendall lines because Kendall, like she said herself, she'd be talking about her horses and her anxiety. So they were like, throw in the Bachelor.
Yeah, just throw it in there.
So Kim and Kris have done or are sitting down for a meeting with one of the writers or creators of American Horror Story. And if y'all don't know or don't remember, we found out last season that Kris just had him over for dinner one day and Kim was there and they were talking, and he decided he would write this role for Kim so that way she can be in American Horror Story.
Look how easy life is, man.
So they're back with this guy talking, and she did so well. Like, he was saying that the hours were long, and I don't know if Kim was necessarily prepared for that amount of work, but he was saying that she did so great. Like, maybe we can have a show for Kim, another show, like actually like Kim's show about her being a divorce lawyer and kind of having a Sex in the City vibe as far as like friendship, sisterhood with your divorce client or client going through a divorce. And Kim talks about how in real life she's really close to her divorce attorney who got her through 2 of her divorces. And she says it is kind of like a bond. It is a relationship because you have to tell them everything. And she said, and I told her, don't let me go through some of the same things, even though I made some of the same choices. So that's something that they talked about. I don't necessarily know if it'd be something I'd be interested in looking at.
I wouldn't be.
But they threw that idea out there. Kris, even though they were talking about it, I did see in Kris's face, even though she did tell us that it would be a lot to juggle and she would have to juggle both shows, talking about the Kardashians and that other show. Kim was saying that once she finishes law school, she'll be good and she'll be done in 2025. But even when Kris was sitting there, she looked happy, but I think she looked concerned too. Of just like, I don't know how she's going to add something else to her plate. You know, did you notice that?
No. I think it's they trying to sell me a story.
Okay.
Of Kim, how are you gonna do it all? Where really her brand is to do it all. Okay. Like now, if I don't think Kris Jenner is the concerned parent as she make herself out to be during the series and things like that. Of like, oh my goodness, Kim, how are you gonna do it all? I think it's because my thing is when it comes to doing it all, how can you look at Kim and say or have the thought of how you go do it all, but when it comes to Khloe, you kind of criticize Khloe of like you only want to do this. Yeah, it's almost like it's 2 extremes that like I feel like that Kris is battling with. So that's why I feel like I don't believe the storyline of Kim is doing too much. How is she gonna juggle everything? I think this is what y'all brand is. Kim carries the brand. Yeah. And she's the workhorse. And Kim makes the family money. So I don't really sense Kris concern, at least in this scene I don't. But I find it very funny that we can have a dinner and I can have friends over and then like someone leaves with a job. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? I'm thinking at most you're going to leave with food. But, you know, that is how it works.
Yeah. Well, Kourtney has some of her friends come over, one being Simon, which we know. And she shows them the scrapbook as well. And they are also freaked out by the blood. Yeah. Well, she gets a FaceTime from Travis before he goes on stage. She says a prayer for him. And then we move on to Kourtney recording some sleep stories. So apparently, Kourtney never knew that the call was filmed when Kim was on the phone having that conversation about, like nobody likes you. Yeah. Like we talk about how miserable you are. We have a group chat called Not Kourtney. And Kourtney said, I didn't necessarily know, but I figured that it would be recorded. And she actually didn't want it to air, but she said it was too good not to. Yeah.
So, I think we learned probably later on that the only people in that group chat, I think, was the family.
Yeah, it was just the sisters.
Yeah, it was no one that's basically like
their friends.
It's no one's of Kourtney friends that's basically backstabbing her and things like that. So that's good clarification. Don't try to downplay y'all hate for each other. Do not try to downplay it. Because the fact that you thought that it wasn't recorded and y'all basically was free to basically say how y'all really felt, that leads me to believe, oh no, this is not just a regular like brother and sister type of fight. I have an older brother, I have an older sister. We don't fight like that. We don't cross lines with each other like that. You get what I'm saying? Because some things that are said can't be unsaid, and I can't unhear it, right? And even though I may be like, yeah, I forgive you, you're my sister. Don't act like siblings across the world don't talk to each other.
Right.
There are people that grew up in the same household who are old today, and they do not talk to each other. They won't be at each other's funerals or any celebrations. So, like, I mean, you can downplay it, but I think it was real.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, Kim and Kourtney, they say they don't hate each other. Yeah. They say they're siblings. They fight, but at the end of the day, they're always there for each other.
Is it hate? I don't know what it is, but it's not. I don't think it's love.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I don't think it's love. What do you think it is?
I really don't know, because I can understand sibling rivalry, but it seems like they don't necessarily even want the same things in life.
Yeah.
But I do feel like Kim can be hard on people as far as what she thinks success is, even though she doesn't want to be judged on her form of success.
Yeah.
It does seem that she does judge other people for if they're doing enough.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that sometimes Kourtney can probably get defensive and annoyed because she's like, I'm living my life the way that I want to, but my family puts being on, you know, a public platform and having all these jobs and all these things as important. And that's just not where my priorities lie. And I think that shift is happening with Khloe, and the shift is happening where Kim is kind of setting her sights on Khloe that we've seen in some of the previews of, you're not really doing enough.
Yeah.
Like, you just want to stay home with the kids, and like, you're not really out here. You need to get out there. You're not going to meet a man while you're in the house. And it's just like, that's not even her priority right now, Kim. But as much as Kim talks, like, I think she could learn to give some grace to her family.
Yeah.
So
I think we heard Kourtney yelling, I hate you, I hate you. Yeah. I think Kourtney hates Kim. Because I'm like, you don't try to downplay what happened if you actually said the words, I hate you. You get what I'm saying? Like,
well, I don't know. Some people just be some people say that.
Nah. And I think some people mean it. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't throw out I hate you and then be like, you know how siblings fight. I never told my siblings I hate them. You get what I'm saying? So, like,
well, the way they talk, I mean, they talk crazy. Even from days, like, they would talk to their mom crazy. Like, they talk crazy.
I understand the talking crazy part, but I think you hate her.
Okay, you believe it.
Especially since, like, you did not think that it was being filmed, and you didn't even want it out. And I think a lot of people don't want to, like, a lot of people don't want to believe that, oh, no, I don't want to say I hate her. I don't hate her because they don't want to be viewed a certain way. Like, oh, how can you hate somebody? But no, I think Kourtney hate her. Okay. And I think Kim don't care. And that's where the battle lies.
So Kylie goes to visit Khloe over at Khloe's house. Yeah. Kylie fills Khloe in on the Paris trip. Kylie saw Jordan in Paris, and she feels like they have a healthy distance in their relationship now. They talk about once a month, and she kind of likes that the narrative about them online is over. I mean, when they went out to eat, there was this big thing about them going out and are they friends again, and she's happy that things like that are dying down. Yeah. Khloe doesn't want Kylie to have any regrets, so she really doesn't have an issue with Kylie keeping any of her friendships. Khloe gets frustrated about the narrative about Jordan and the issue with her and the Kardashian sisters, or Khloe and Jordan. Yeah. Khloe says, you know, they're always pinning the girls against each other. They're just living. They're not thinking about that situation anymore. And that's pretty much where they ended on that conversation. I feel like they... when it comes to their transgressions, they are very flippant about it because they went really hard on Jordan.
They did.
They publicly. And even if Khloe went in on Tristan and had issues with Tristan, I mean, that was part of the show of her yelling and hollering about Jordan and what Jordan did to them. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, Jordan was a close family friend that they considered a sister. So that probably did feel like a very big betrayal. But there was no, let's keep it in house. No, and which I feel like when it came to Tristan, there was a lot more thought when it came to how she wanted to speak about him in the public.
Yeah.
Now, this narrative and talking about how people want to pin people against each other, y'all put it out there in that way. Mm-hmm. And Jordan had to go on to the Red Table Talk to try to get some folks behind her and not get buried by the storm that you guys were creating. Mm-hmm. So even though you're over it now, things are good, Kylie can be friends with whoever she wants to be with. I mean, putting this narrative on the public or
it's not true.
or whatever like that, that's just not true.
No,
that's not true. Y'all fueled the flames of this thing. And it'll probably die down in time. I think it has died down, but when we talk about it, I mean, you guys really like created a big issue out of it.
I think you hit the nail on the head 100%. Like, let's not have revisionist history the way you're like, you know, like I remember the tweet that Khloe had and things like that, being upset. And me, honestly, I was actually not on the side of Jordan. I was on the side of, if you are basically a sister to basically Khloe and you're basically on that side of, you're basically like family to this family, it is a betrayal. You get what I'm saying? What you did was definitely foul, in my opinion. No matter if Tristan was with Khloe or not with Khloe, like, it just kind of showed me your character, Jordan. And from that moment, I really wasn't even a fan of Jordan after that. After that, it became a war of public image. Like, you got the Kardashians basically causing a uproar against Jordan. And then you know what happens is Jordan go get her people, and her people are the Smiths. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they gonna do a Red Table Talk and things like that. And she's gonna basically tell her side of the story, which I do believe was partially about 90% a lie. But that's not the point. Okay. The point is, if you really felt like Kylie could be friends with whoever she want to be friends with, and that it's a narrative that people just put out there, then you wouldn't have did all those tweets you did back in the day and things like that. But truth be told, I don't think you really bang with Jordan today. No. I think this is just PR right here. I don't think you bang with Jordan for what she did. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm not even saying that you should. I'm just saying, don't make it seem like we are the ones that like caused the storm. No. We ain't do that.
Right. So Kylie and Khloe decide to pop up at Kris's house because it seems like she's having dinner with somebody. Yeah. And honestly, if I was Khloe and I was across the street from my mom who we having dinner parties, I'm gonna go because I want to show.
I'm not even living across the street from my mama.
So when they get over there, Kris is chilling, watching Dancing with the Stars. I'm just like, this is another show drop.
Of course. ABC.
Watching Dancing with the Stars. Kylie has to leave. And then her and her mom have this conversation about feet and bunions and stuff. Yeah. So the night is the premiere night for American Horror Story. So they have a few of their friends come over, just a little intimate watch party over at Scott's house. And there is a red wine debacle to where one of the friends has a glass of red wine. Kris throws a blanket, a little bit of the wine gets spilled, and then it's like a whole thing of Kris like, okay, well, we need to call the people to come clean the wine tomorrow. And then she's saying that, what does she say? Like, that's why we shouldn't have red wine anyway. And then Khloe's like, well, if we didn't have red wine, my mom would be upset we didn't have red wine.
That's fact.
So
they probably just go order a new couch.
Who knows?
Yeah, you really can't get red wine out of a lot of stuff. So
right. So they end up watching the premiere, and everyone is saying that Kim did great. She is a little bit unsure if they're really telling the truth. She's like, "What are they going to tell me? Like I suck? Like they're my friends and family?"
Of course.
But she's really interested to see and hear when the reviews get back what they say. And I think later on she says that it was well received, at least by the creator Ryan Murphy. And she says it's kind of similar to when she did SNL, to where people didn't really want to like it, but they respected her for the work that she did and that she actually came through and did her job.
Yeah. So, go ahead. Oh,
I was just gonna say I watched American Horror Story with Kim on it, and I thought she did well. She wasn't the main character. What's her name? Emma Roberts was the main character. So Kim was in there enough to, of course, let her presence be known. She was a great supporting actress. Yeah. But I also feel like it was a good thing she wasn't the main actress, because then you might be able to see some of the flaws in just the fact that she's not an experienced actress. Yeah. But I thought she did good enough.
Yeah. What did you think about the episode overall?
Overall, it was kind of slow.
Okay. I mean, this is the Kardashians. How do you feel? Because I feel some type of way. I understand Kim is the main character of the show. Kim is the main character of the Kardashians, it seems. I feel like whatever Kim does, there's always some type of celebratory thing for it, right? And I understand that just the day before or just the episode before, we showed them celebrating a baby shower, right? But do you feel like Kris and the family, what's his name, Scott?
Yeah.
All of them, do like you feel like they praise Kim a little bit too much for like anything that she does?
I don't think so. I think Kim has a lot to be praised for.
I don't know about
because
that.
She does a lot. I mean, if more people did more things, I think that they might get more praise. But I mean, Kim does a lot, so I think that they try to show her support in everything she does, which they do for. I mean, they were all at North doing her little Hollywood Bowl singing the Lion King thing.
Yeah, but that's
I'm just saying,
North. That's Kim's child.
Okay.
What about Khloe's children?
I don't know what they be doing.
I'm sure.
But I also don't know if it's public facing because Khloe and Kourtney might not want all that publicity around their kids. Maybe. So
I feel like, and maybe it's just me, I feel like if Kim was to have a supporting role, I don't think the role that she did on American Horror Story required balloons. I don't think it required a premiere night and things like that. She was okay. She wasn't bad. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like everything and anything that Kim does, there is some type of, we got to celebrate that. And I'm like, okay, I know Khloe is home taking care of the kids, but she do something. It was one point the way Khloe said last season that she was like, "Hello, you're my manager and you're not bringing me no business."
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, maybe like Khloe had, she had photo shoots last season. I don't see the celebratory thing when it comes to like, you know, the other sisters.
Well, I will say when Khloe opened the new Good American store, I don't think anybody else was there when the next Good American store was opened. When it took them so long to get that open, if I'm remembering correctly, I think it was just Khloe and the CEO, the other CEO or whatever. We even heard. I think it was last season we heard something across the lines of, "Hey, I had a meeting and you wasn't even here, Kris." Yeah.
Kris be in all of Kim's meeting, it looks like, on screen at least. I'm only judging by what I've seen on screen.
Right.
So I'm just like, hey, outside of baby showers, you know, these little minor accomplishments that Kim does that I'm thinking, does it get old after a while? Because Kim is really not doing anything new. She's just doing more of the same thing in different variations of it. Kim been on TV before. She's acted before. So it's like, what is this like? Let's praise Kim for doing the thing that we've seen her do before. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. It just makes me desire more of the other sisters. You get what I'm saying? I understand Kendall just walked in Paris and things like that. And I'm not saying that let's have a scene every time somebody do something, we have a celebratory thing. But it kind of leads me to believe that y'all ain't really have nothing else to shoot. So we just go show a premiere of us watching American Horror Story where we have balloons and all that stuff, and we just basically be like, "Yay, Kim," you know. But we'll see. Anything else?
That's all I got.
Listen here. Join us back next week for the Kardashians. I almost said Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but it's the Kardashians, and we see y'all next week.
Bye.
Y'all be good.